welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abram. You know my partner, Albert Campman. Albert, the king is here. Football has started. We have a ton of scores from over the weekend. We have some new coaches, and we have one older coach we have to mention off. Al and I, we have a buddy. I coached with him 30 years ago when he came from Boardman to Butler.
You coached with 30 years
And
ago.
I've been retired forever. He's still going strong, Bill Boren. And I said to Al, he's the oldest head coach in the country. And I got to thinking, can't be too many 90-year-old assistants either.
I've never seen anything like it. I have an 89-year-old mother-in-law. I asked her yesterday, where'd you go today? Mom, where'd you go yesterday?
I'm not sure.
I don't know where I went. I'm not sure.
No.
He's calling plays.
No, he's calling defense. I mean, Al was kidding around before the game. He said, at least he finds the stadium. I mean, we were laughing. He's as sharp as a tack. I talked to him the other night because they're playing their home games somewhere else while their field is being refurbed. I think they're playing at Lakeview. And I told him, I said, I want to get down there. Me and Mike Kelly, the congressman, he brought him to Butler 30 years ago, actually 29. But I mean, I just can't wait. And then you said they get off to a good start also, which is even better.
Yeah, 88 years old. Lots of new coaches in the area.
Yeah.
But when you look at them, only one truly new coach. The rest of them are recycled. And I think that's interesting, that it's not easy to break into the profession.
Well, let's ask. Who wants to? Here's your thing. Here's about $4,000 after taxes. Is probably about $4,000. Now here's all you got to do: go to the quarterback meeting, listen to those ridiculous questions, because there's one purpose. When's Junior getting in? Then you have to go say, well, Mama said that he played two more. My buddy's fifth grade coach. Now this guy, first of all, he's fabulous. He's
fifth
just
grade coach. I know.
Lady come up. She says, Coach, I need to talk to you. He's, oh, Jesus, what? She says, my little Laura Lee had 4 points, and the girl that played in front of her had 3. He said, yes, ma'am. What? She wanted an investigation.
Yeah, and that's at an age like that. Now you get into high school and you walk into the school and you got 4 teachers come and meet you and say, your starting quarterback has a study for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, let me check that one off.
Yeah. Well, wait, so-and-so was late. Let me see.
He was late 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what hurts you, here's the worst part. See, that this is what makes this tenuous. When you and I played, they'd have called your old man and said you were late for school.
Oh, yes.
You'd have got the strap.
Right.
Today, they say, yeah, he was lying. I told him to stay up. I told him to sleep
was tired.
in. I told him to sleep in. No, wait a minute.
He was tired.
Oh, he worked in the mill all. That's right. He's mining coal before school. I forgot he's fracking.
Yeah.
God bless America.
The major change. So Bill Bourne has went through.
We love him.
No telephone, and then a telephone on the wall.
Yeah, he's
and
been
now he's
through
got
it
the
all.
cell phone.
No cell phone.
He doesn't have
No.
Okay.
We got our cell phones in '93 at the same time, and this guy swindled us both. And when it came time for the contract, Billy handed his back in. I'm still paying AT&T. I'm too dumb, but Billy handed his back in.
Another thing that's big on the horizon these days is the synthetic surfaces.
Yeah.
Many of these schools waited too long. They should have been done a long time ago when it was cheaper.
Yeah.
But instead, they voted down, and then all of a sudden they said, we're not going to pay this much money. Well, if you could have saved, if you'd have done it 5 years ago.
30 of the 44 have it.
Yes.
I bet, you know what's good news over in the PA? Great news. Farrell's getting it. That'll make them even faster. I bet those other teams are glad.
The other thing they got was, I just heard the other day, they got one of those multiple scoreboards that takes up the whole end zone. And somebody said to me, you know what's going to happen? This is going to be a recruiting tool.
Oh, yeah.
For anybody who's thinking about transferring. They'll put that. All plays are replayed. Every play is replayed on the screen.
Oh, my. How about Suburbrook? They're having the other problem at the college. Chuck Sanders, the running back that bought the scoreboard, he's not in for the new one. Ooh. And I don't blame him. It's his money.
It is his money.
So somebody's going to have to pony up, or they're going to have a scoreboard from Matt Dillon days.
Yes. Another thing of the 2022 era is they're moving games till Thursday night.
Yeah.
And we have a referee that calls in our radio show, and he talks about the shortage of referees. And we just talked about why. There was a rumble over in Western Pennsylvania this weekend where the referees were trying to break it up. They travel miles, 80, 90 miles to get to a game. They're short. They're short on referees right now. Playing Thursday night, George. I think there was 9 games last Thursday in Ohio.
So it'll be more Saturdays.
Yep, they have to find out referees.
Hey, let's talk these 3 coaches with the long tenure: Bob Spike, Dan Yeagley, and Dan Williams. 29, 28, and 23 years. I'll tell you what. Today, my hat's off to those guys because it's a different job.
Yeah, my guess, and first of all, I'll give them credit. I don't want to take short change, but my guess is they won some games because.
Oh, I get no.
No, if you lose, George.
Oh, it ain't. What Campman say? 8? No, they say. Well, what are you going to say? Like, I know it happened with me because they all wanted me out everywhere I was. And I know someone would say, 22 and 3. Although we have a buddy fired.
They work hard.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys that go 4 and 6.
Yeah, they work
and 3 and 7.
Hard.
They work hard, and they don't get the payback on Saturday, Friday nights.
No.
And so after about 4 years, I was going super hard, not seeing your family, and ending up with a record of 12 and 27.
Let them go.
Yeah. No, they don't let them go. They get out themselves.
Yeah, no, that.
You understand? They don't let them go.
I burn out.
They can get them. They can let them go. I'm just saying, you ain't getting a payback.
No.
It's hard getting up
there's
Saturday
no
morning.
reward.
Yes, it's hard.
No, I mean,
you have to really love the game.
You and I had that. One of the coaches over in PA was a young kid. Now, when I say young to me, 35. And his brother had been the football coach.
Uh-huh.
And I said to him one time, he was thinking about a job, and I said, who do you think's a better coach, me or your brother? He goes, oh, you. He goes, I said, no. I had better players. Get that straight. See, this is the conception that people have. Well, so-and-so, trade them lineups for a game.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
You love the Mercer guy.
Yeah.
You watched him for a half.
I watched him for a half.
What did you see?
It was the most aggressive, executed team I saw all year.
And they get smacked.
And they get smacked the next game. And it's just the way it goes. I realize that. And then when you put a good coach like George together with the good players, then you have great seasons. But very seldom does it happen that way, that you see a coach who's outstanding that comes through with talent What's happened over Newcastle? Ralph doesn't know any better.
You think he has a bad team?
Yes. He knows what a bad team is.
No.
He has no idea what a bad team is.
We've talked about that before, these guys that are spoiled, especially when you're picking your players. And we're not getting into the public-private thing.
But it's true.
It's
the truth.
But the bottom line is, you should be good.
Yeah, and all these coaches we talked about who won, Spate, Yeagley, and Williams, they're all public schools too.
And they're fabulous coaches too.
And we already covered Bill Bourne. We now go to the longest winning streak, South Range, on a roll, and we have scores from this week. One of the things I like to put the scores. I very seldom put the scores out for first week, but sometimes they're misleading. And I want to keep the scores up and compare them to week 2, because sometimes, for example, Matthews 38, Steubenville Central Catholic 7. You might read next week, Steubenville Central Catholic gets beat 63-0.
And you thought, well, maybe Matthews is what we
Matthews
or they might beat someone. You go, boy, Matthews.
Oh, no, the other way. If they beat someone, Matthews is pretty good.
Absolutely.
The one that has George asked me just the other day, how about Mooney? Because Ursulin's still rolling.
Yeah.
Mooney's not rolling right now. And anybody would like to write into the show and tell us the reason why, because I can't figure it out. Because they get to still pick their players.
Yeah.
Still get who they have. Boardman beats them 10-7.
What do you think about administrative support?
It's everything.
It really is.
No, it really is. No.
I had jobs where I could do anything I wanted, get anything, and I had others where, geez,
and then you end up fighting them all the time. You spend your time.
Yeah, and you're losing.
You don't want to deal with that.
You know what happens? Because God knows I did it. You're too worn out for the big stuff, and you have to be strong for the big stuff.
Good point. Campville wins 35-31 in a high-scoring affair. We're going to see if their defenses need work or both offenses are high-powered. Mm-hmm. Lowellville starts off big, 55 over Columbiana 14. Austintown 42. I heard they're supposed to be really good. We're going to find out. Foothill, Nevada 10. I'm figuring if a team from Nevada's playing them, they got to be pretty good. I'm guessing. Why would a Nevada team play?
You can stay a lot closer and get your brains beat in.
Yes. Gerard 42, Streetsboro 24. As Gerard never had not had a good offense. They score points all the time. This one I want to take a hard look at. I think Lakeview might be good. Lakeview 34, LeBray 7, because LeBray's usually decent. I'm going to take a hard look at that. Western Reserve 41, Liberty 20. Struthers comes out of the gate 49-6. Southern whoops McDonald 42-7. Mineral Ridge 41. Pine Valley 7. And Warren JFK 44, champion 14. Champion always struggles in football. Ursuline took care of Brookfield, which we thought they would. Cheney beats Poland. Cheney must be really good,
Funny
too.
Scored 2 points.
Yeah, Cheney must really be good.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, when you don't score off your safety, too.
Yes.
That tells you something about the other
defense.
team's strength. Absolutely.
Yep. Salem 17, Crestview 7. Jackson Milton sounds like they're really good. 54-0, Les Latonia's weak. Newton Falls 41, Ashtabula St. John 0. And finally, Niles beats Howland. That's a good win for Niles. Yeah. Congratulations to the opening winners. We'll check week 2 and see where you stand. Hoping a lot of these teams are 2-0, that we root for teams that want to do well in the playoffs.
Oh, we want the local teams especially.
Always.
We love the local teams.
Yeah.
Now, what we want to do, we want to be talking about them late November.
8 weeks from now.
Yeah,
right.
that's when you know.
Yeah.
And I just think, once again, Ohio getting started early, I just think it's so smart. We didn't have the heat either, which is even better. The weather's already changed. It's dark early at night. You could feel the difference. But, I mean, this idea that you're going to play football till December 15 is just
frustrating to us. Yeah, it's frustrating to us.
Okay, let's talk about NCAA football. Now, we're not going to talk a lot of NCAA football in this show because we have a special coming. Keep your eyes out. It's coming very quickly, and we're going to talk about it. All I want to talk about, we must mention the money for the new TV deal. 8 years, $8 billion. I was not a misprint. $8 billion.
Yes, that's why college teams are moving conferences. That's why college presidents are running behind the scenes talking business deals.
Yes.
It's just the money's just outrageous.
How about ESPN backing out of the Big Ten?
Yeah.
They own.
What did they say, George, about that?
They were involved so long. Now, who's got the Big Ten? CBS, Fox, NBC. So what's going to happen? There are plenty of games, and ESPN's getting the gem is that 3:30 Saturday SEC game.
Right.
That Alabama, Georgia, whatever. But the point is, these guys are making money right after right hand after left hand, and because of that, don't look for that to change. And as we say, we're wondering if this is the last. If you believe the guy in the SEC, he says we're good. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that, look what happened with Texas
Until
and Oklahoma.
something comes up, he can't turn
I
down.
just can't imagine people letting Oregon with the Nike muscle and also Houston with the eyeballs. I think people forget about Houston, 4th largest city.
Yeah, we keep saying that we think they're going to end up someplace.
And the Nike money, doesn't he outfit the whole country?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, let's talk NFL. The Watson case, finally. We've only been dragging this out for how long? It's settled at 11. You're going to get people for it. You're going to get minuses. I really don't think beating it around anymore will do any good.
I know Browns fans, they don't want to beat it around anymore.
No,
they're ready to move on.
They want to play.
Yes.
And I noticed yesterday they sat Brissett the entire game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he was dressed, as I recall.
Yeah, that has already been a part of the fabric of NFL now.
Yes.
They're trying to play less and less players. They're worried about injuries over and over.
Yeah, and then, of course, we've spoken about this. It's a copycat league. What did the Rams do last year?
Didn't play anybody, yeah.
Played anybody. So what do you think most teams are going to do? Not play anybody.
It worked for them.
Copycat league.
Yeah,
it worked for them.
You'll notice that, at least in my eye, the first 2 weeks of the year are much more sloppy than the rest of the year. And it's because they're not getting any contact.
Now, do you think this third week, it's going to be like week 17? You better scramble them around. You better have an idea who's playing, because they're not going to be playing to win.
Playing.
No,
nobody's playing.
They have 2 weeks till the season, and that they're going to play it like that.
Yeah,
they're going to get this is going to be one of those, let's get it over with. Hey, I got to ask you.
Yes.
The preseason schedule now, I mean, as you always say, we don't really know who's good and who's not good till they play.
Yeah.
But Pittsburgh, with Seattle and Jacksonville. Man, they seem to be two of the bottom. Who's their third game? Detroit.
Yeah, you don't know. That's for
No,
sure.
but
Yeah,
then, like you said, you're thinking maybe Detroit.
I like Detroit.
Okay, we're talking about that. We're talking about that in a little bit. These practice games. Oh, I said it. They're worse than ever because of that. You don't know who's playing.
Yeah, I do know who's playing. It's guys I can't recognize the names.
Like Kenny Pickett. This is, now remember, Al and I were his biggest fan. Look at the tape. But he's playing against second teamers all the time. And the one guy says, I know he's playing against third teamers, but. No but.
No but.
That's what I say.
Right.
Now, the Rams, obviously, they being fall, we talk about it, nobody played. Brady finally came back to camp today. He was on vacay for 2 weeks.
I thought he was coming back.
Yeah, I did too. I know. No, I'm not saying it right. I
Yes.
wasn't sure, no.
Because George wanted to take New Orleans, I remember.
New Orleans. Because I figured they maybe can beat them anyway. That was part of my thought. Jets quarterback out a few weeks.
Yeah, there'll be more quarterbacks out. Yeah. He's not going to be the last.
Now, they play on a Monday night. Do you think they risk Flacco or they save Flacco? They have a decent backup from UAB. The kid's name's White. He's not.
Flacco's not going to play.
No.
No.
Couldn't risk him.
No.
Hey, how about this? I came across his playoff
Flacco's
record.
not gonna play.
I told you that the other day in the radio.
Oh,
I came across his
I
playoff.
thought it'd be pretty good. I did.
I had no idea it was that, though. 10-5. They're using these joint practices. Talk about it a little bit.
Well, that's where all the work's getting done by the first team.
And they don't get their quarterback touched.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Talk about
they're
this
live.
from-
They're really live.
They're live.
There's fights. There's,
Oh, yeah.
It's really serious. It's like it's on Sunday night. It's like Sunday afternoon football, except the quarterback is not allowed to be touched.
Yeah.
So everything else is, and so they really, through their film work, they get to see the individual part of the guard on guard and linebacker on tackle. Yeah.
Let me ask you.
You
I
can see all of it.
have a question for you. They got together all week last week, New England and Carolina, had that brawl.
Right.
The game came, and Carolina rested both quarterbacks. Do you think early in the week they saw they might get spanked, or no?
No.
Okay,
No,
that's
I
what I
don't
was
think so.
asking.
No, I don't think there's anything to that.
All right.
Because I like New England spankable people. I mean, you asked me about the Tom Brady New England.
No. I'm not talking about the defense. Defense get after the quarterback. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, they're not. They're good, but they're not spectacular. No, I don't think so.
Minor surgery. We talked for the Jets quarterback. Seattle quarterback returning after COVID. They said he's going to play a ton this week because he needs reps.
Is that Locke or is that?
That's Locke.
Okay. Yeah, he'll have to.
We
play.
know what the other guy.
I
can
think
do.
Smith's going to start. Though.
Yeah,
I don't think Locke's starting.
I think more and more. Like you said, we won't know. You think Detroit's going to be a little better?
Yeah, I
It's
think
just
they're
in
better.
your
Yeah.
What would your win?
Just go by last year's how
A
close they
lot
were.
of those close games.
Yes.
You know what I worry about? Not ever winning.
They lost so long.
Like the other night, I said they 1 point again in an exhibition, but they defended a 2 point. Let me ask you, what would be a good year for them? 5.5?
No.
Not even?
What? I think more than 5.5.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
no,
wow.
no. Hey, listen.
I think Detroit's way better than people think.
I don't think the Bears are very good.
No, I know they're not any good.
Vikings and Packers. You'll
Packers
find
aren't
out.
near as good as they were.
No, you'll find out.
Vikings, but we always think the Vikings are going to be good.
Yeah, you'll find out. Yeah, and like we said, we don't know. Pittsburgh played two bad teams. One thing about Pittsburgh that I find strange, and you may know, they spent all their money on their defense, yet their offensive line appears to be weak. They rushed the ball 14 times for 20 yards.
Yeah, they're putting their hopes on the defense, no question about it.
Now, would that have to be a Bear defense to manifest?
No, it never, and it won't be close.
A Raven
defense.
defense.
It won't be close to that. No, they're not even close to that.
Oh, so they got.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Real games coming. That's what we're all waiting for. That's what we're all looking at. We know that.
What is the opening day of? Is it the 8th?
The
Is it
11th.
the 11th? Okay, all right.
The big question: can Cleveland tread water till Watson
11
comes
games
back?
in.
And then my question to you is, what would you consider treading water? 6'5", 5'6"?
They definitely have a good enough team to do it.
Okay.
And I don't think Rosette's.
No,
terrible.
we know he's not. No, I agree.
So record-wise, I'm not putting Cleveland down at all. Talent on the field, don't match anybody around. You know, their offensive line's tremendous.
I hear that over
Their
and
defensive rush. So there's nothing.
I
so I'm
hear
not
that.
afraid of. I'm not afraid of calling Cleveland.
I hear that
winning
over and
games.
over. What you
Yeah.
just said. Now let's say this: would you say 5 and 6 when he comes back, or do they have to be over?
I don't put a number. I don't put a number, George, because I think
you got to get in.
But I think he can win 7. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, 7-4, but he can.
Yeah.
Now let me say this: I only saw him play 5 plays, 1 exhibition. He's got to be rusty. I don't care if he's Superman.
They're all rusty.
But I mean,
they're
he's 2 years.
Rusty. I know. Oh, you're talking Watson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I thought you remember Sam.
No.
Watson. Yeah, he'll be rusty.
10 new coaches.
Yes.
We know that's
what
you're hired to be fired.
Hard to win right away too. There's no mess around.
Yeah, don't go 2-15 and tell them you're building.
Right, they don't want to hear building stuff.
They don't want to hear building. And we're going to have a preview in another week or so. Look out for that
Yeah,
also. But
coming.
our college preview will be first. And I have to mention this. I know people boo-hoo it. It doesn't mean anything, but I know it's put money in my pocket. Ravens 22 straight.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing.
I mean, I know it means nothing as far as the season.
Does with money.
But what I do know, I'm a little heavy on the right side.
Yeah,
Let's talk NBA.
They win every game.
They announced the schedule for the NBA. You know, they used to just announce the Christmas games and this and that. They always have big Christmas games, but see what they ran into this year. Guess what's happening on Christmas? The King.
Yeah, the NFL decided to join forces.
So guess what will happen to the NBA?
Yeah, push to the side.
Back burner. It's called the back burner. Now, they've done something as far as making a statement about citizenship, etc., and I'll give them a hats off for that. They are not playing Election Day anywhere. Every team is playing the night before. Basically, they're telling those guys, if you don't vote, it's your fault.
Yeah, it's easy to talk the talk. Now they walk the walk, and they prove their point, and I really give them credit for that also.
Yeah, I give them credit. And it is a players' league. It's of the 3 or 4, it's the players' league.
Right.
You agree?
All the way.
LeBron's the commissioner. Commissioner James is.
Yeah.
Still no movement on Kyrie or Durant. Al Campman's thoughts.
I told you I know Durant wasn't moving. I said that. Now, I don't know about Kyrie.
You gonna let him rot?
Yeah, I have no idea about Kyrie. What he's
Hey,
gonna
they're
do.
lucky we don't own him because neither
He'd
one.
be rotten.
Well, no, he's not. He's not playing today. He's got a DNP or whatever. But if you have to pay him, you might as well get him out there.
Yes,
right?
he better play.
That's the problem. Let's talk about this. I heard the other day. I knew when they started, but it didn't hit me till I heard the date. Mid-October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Al Campman.
Yeah, no one. And what hurts is you're going to sign up for a game in January, and 3 kids.
You're going to take your grandsons out there. You're going to spend $1,000.
Yeah, and 3 best players aren't playing.
And you go out there and you go, you know what? He's not playing tonight.
Yep.
Now you want to choke somebody.
Yeah, that's the worst thing about the NBA.
Oh, and by the way, people, I read something the other day that got my attention. Wilt Chamberlain in 1962. I had to have been a misprint. Played all but 8 minutes.
No, that's no misprint.
For the season.
He never missed.
Not 8 games.
Never went
out. Not 8 quarters.
Nope. Never went out of the game.
Never. All right, MLB, let's talk about it. All of a sudden, and you always say what a long season.
It's the longest season there is.
The Yankees can't win a game, Albert.
Yeah, the injuries caught up with them. And you never think that 6 of your best players will be out. And when they're out, and you're playing with minor leaguers, you're losing. That's just
Remember when we covered them before, you would say, don't forget, no pitcher had missed a start.
Right.
They were hitting. And you know what else, too? The thing you and I, we get into it with the analytics guy, timely hitting. They were getting them all the first 90 games.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, 2 on, 2 out, whiff.
Yeah. Judge had to slow down a little bit, and he has.
Oh, he's the longest time. Oh, by the way, he's the longest time between homers, August 22nd. He
had to slow down.
Than he's been all year.
Stanton went out for a long period of time. He was carrying along with
Judge.
How
about this? He went to the minors, Stanton. He hasn't ever hit yet.
Yeah, I
2
know
games.
that. Just started out. Carpenter came in and won a games for him. He's not hitting at all.
Nope.
Torres is not hitting. Yeah, it all happened at one time, and then the starting pitcher has not carried.
Can they hold on?
I don't know.
Albert, they play Tampa, Boston, Baltimore, and Toronto 18 times.
Yeah, it happened. It's their league, right?
They better go 8-10.
Yes,
they better not go 6-12.
It's going to be hard for them. Because I'll tell you
Okay.
what, they don't have the same team. They don't have the same team at all.
No, they don't. It's not the same team that's out there.
No.
I would agree. That's a good way of saying
Not the
it.
same team.
That isn't the.
I don't think they scare anybody. There's not a chance they scare anybody.
Yeah, because you can be careful with Judge.
I mean, Cabrera, I don't know who Cabrera, where he came from. They got guys playing. that are just.
Well, they just benched the center fielder last week.
They had to.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you start missing fly ball. Ohtani left sick the other day. He had been pitching, hitting. Obviously the MVP's Judge this year. I don't care
90. He was hitting 92, 91. So I knew there was something wrong with him. It'd be interesting to see if he has a bad arm or not.
He said he was sick of his stomach.
We're gonna find out.
You don't throw 91 with a sick
No,
stomach.
it doesn't. My mind doesn't. No.
No. Phillies, their closer goes on the IL. The very first day, 2-run homer in the ninth.
Injuries.
Is it the worst? We've talked about this. We have some young guys that get into us about analytics a little bit. And when they tried to tell us once that those last 3 outs are no different. And I know our audience, someone's been on the foul line and their leg was going like this. Or they stood over a putt for
whatever,
$100 and they were toe tapping.
Right. Last 3 outs are hard.
Absolutely.
Really hard.
You know exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Closers are a different breed. What did you say? You heard Plezak. What did he say?
Yeah, he said you come in the 7th inning, if you mess up, somebody's coming behind you.
Yeah,
you come in the 9th, it's all you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said you could feel the difference in the noise in the stadium. You could feel the difference in your nerves.
Remember the day we were over at Cleveland, and the one guy came to warm him up. Was it Allen?
Allen. It was Allen.
Honest God, I felt sorry for the guy.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the game yet.
The fans were already booing him.
Well, they were warming up to boo him.
Yes, they were.
Hey, they're still on top. Can they hold on?
Yeah, in that league they can.
Because the Twins and White Sox are just as
They're all
flawed.
the same way. Yeah, it's the same way. They can win 2 or lose 2. Yeah. Yep, they can definitely hold on to that.
So they win 8 in a row, they're going to win it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to do that.
That would do it.
I don't think they're good enough in that leg to do it. No.
You know what else do I notice? I had the Phillies, and FanDuel, and they're looking pretty good. When push comes to shove, and the Mets have to beat them, they beat them.
This year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this year. The Mets have the best team, that's why.
Yeah, they do.
I know, what can I say?
They have to beat them, they beat them.
Hey,
by the way, they got your boy out of there finally. They took him out. How much did he cost you first? Hader. They finally benched him.
They had to.
You can't get anybody out.
Yeah. Milwaukee made that trade. George and I both wondered what was wrong. Milwaukee knew.
I think they knew something.
No, I don't think.
You said.
I knew. He can't get anybody out. He's terrible.
Every game.
He's wild. He has no idea where the ball's going. If his name wasn't Hader, he'd be pitching the 3rd inning.
Hey, Pirates, could we use a word?
Atrocious.
Horrible, atrocious. That's
right.
Yeah. I'm going to say.
They are. Yeah, they're atrocious.
Now, once again, you're a pretty good farm guy expert. They say, don't panic. Their best guys aren't here yet.
It's truth. We'll see we'll see if it works. Because they had such a bad what's happened to them in the past. It's hard to trust them.
I agree.
It's hard to trust them.
I agree.
Until it happens, it's hard to trust them.
Yeah. It's like, tell me if you agree. There were some argument on the radio. Eckersley just called him.
I know
it was awful. And then the GM took exception, who was in Boston. My question to you is, can you compare what he did at Boston when he had a blank check?
Nobody can.
The same with the coach in Pitt. They said he recruited well at Duke. Yeah, so would we.
Right. Yeah, so they all have to come back. They have to come through it 3 years from now. 2 years. I said 2 years from now. All at the same time. Play good for 3 or 4 years, and they'll be gone. Okay. They'll all be gone. Yeah.
Cantlay wins the golf. He starts at -10 in this tournament.
Yes, that's so
My
interesting.
goodness. Hey, the PA team's still alive in the Little League World Series. They were playing Monday. They had a rain out. This Little League World Series is a cash cow for the ESPN. People didn't realize what a moneymaker it was.
So they found out. They went to it.
Hey, thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.